All right, so welcome to another episode of the Career Support Network. My number one goal is to inspire and motivate as many career professionals as I possibly can to live the life and career of their dreams. And so, if you're interested in a community that's going to support you on your career journey, go ahead and click that link that's right up above this video. And so, today I have with me Daphne Richard, and she's going to tell you all about her business and what it is that she do. Thank you so much for joining us here today, Daphne.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Amanda. My name is Daphne Richard. I am the founder of Ditch the 9 to 5. I help people start and scale businesses that are unique to their innate natural talents and skills so that they can live a purpose-driven life.
Awesome, awesome. So, what you do is you help the people that want to quit work and to start new businesses. That's awesome. And so, how did you get started with that?
Oh, I've kind of been a serial entrepreneur since I was a kid. Like I've always just been really into starting businesses. So I was that kid that was like making friendship bracelets and then writing out flyers and sticking them in neighbors' mailboxes. No one ever really bought anything, but it's always been a passion of mine. I was a startup consultant for a long time, and I just found that I could reach more people in this space where I'm working primarily with people who are starting online service-based businesses, right? So you can start quickly, and I can reach a lot more people this way. So initially I was kind of doing like startup consulting with, restaurants and bookstores and things of that nature. And in general, this has been something that I've been into my entire life. Like I'm that person who ends up at a party in the corner talking to somebody about whatever their dream is, right? Like whatever it is that they're really meant to do, and I'm pushing them to go do that thing. So it's just such a natural transition for me.
Awesome, awesome. And so, thinking about your business and how you built it and things like that, what are some of the mistakes that you made in your business that you could share?
I have made every mistake. So I started my business about 10 years ago. And I think probably the number one mistake I made that I see other people make all the time is not being focused enough on what their ultimate goal is, right? So you really want to have, you have a purpose and you want to have a focus on something specific so that you can build and so that you can grow. And if you're kind of all over the place, you never really get anywhere, right? So I guess having shiny object syndrome or being the jack of all trades, being the person who does all of the things, if you can kind of just put that aside and focus on your mission and your purpose, which is tough. It's tough to decide what that is, and it's tough to keep that focus. But if you can keep that, then the things that you can accomplish are just beyond.
Awesome. And so that really was my next question. What are some of the best practices that you follow in order to grow in your business?
Really just getting focused. So like getting specific to on what your intention is, right? Like what are your exact goals and what are your exact intentions? Identifying those and then focusing on the next step to get those things rather than what we want to do today. Like I have clients who, they show up and they're like, okay, I need to get my website set up. I can't do this until I get my website set up. And I'm like, what do you need a website for? Like, what do you need it for right now, right? Are you focused on that next thing? Are you focused on getting your first client? Are you focused on, doing all the things you need to do to actually get to your ultimate goal? Or are you focusing on the busy work, right?
And that really made me think of like goal setting too. When they set goals, it helped them focus on one thing at a time rather than being all over the place. And I know I was really when I first started too. So that was a huge mistake that I made. And so, what are some of the biggest myths that you hear about business
Yeah.
that you found out wasn't true?
The biggest myth, this comes up a lot with people that I talk to on a regular basis. The biggest myth I found is that it takes a really long time to start a business or to create a business that actually supports you. So I work a lot with people who are in a 9 to 5 and they're trying to shift out of that. And I myself, where I had a business for a long time and I just kind of had that up and down kind of feast or famine flow with income. And to me, knowing what I know now, right, it's a complete myth. You can start a business. I work with clients who start a business in our first phone call, and that phone call is usually about 90 minutes. So they walk away from it with a business, right? They have something to offer. They know what the pricing is. They know who to deliver it to. They know exactly what they're going to do. That's their business, and they can turn around and get a client that day, right? I mean, I've had clients get clients within the first few days or the first week. So it's really just it's that it takes, I learned in business school, it takes 2 years to turn a profit. And I believed that to be true. And that has, I mean, now that I know the right steps to take, that hasn't been true at all.
Yeah. I want to ask you a question. So, ditching the 9 to 5, what have been some of the traits that you've seen in people who successfully went from being an employee to a full-time business owner? Because, as you know, being a business owner is not easy. So, what are some of the traits that that people should look out for if they want to start a business?
Yeah, I think, I keep going back to that focus aspect. You have to really want it, right? You have to really want it. And I feel like sometimes we think that we want that. And there's something else. Like what we really want is more time with our kids. What we really want is like, there's some deeper level of why. And you
Mm-hmm.
have to really connect that why, right? Like, why do you want to start this business? You have to really connect with that on like a daily basis. And the people who are able to do that, and they know that if I take this action, if I take this aligned action, this specific thing is going to get me closer to this goal, and I'm deeply connected with my why. So ultimately, where do I want to be? When they focus on that connection to why they want to do this, they're the ones who get there. Like they're the ones who, I mean, they're dedicated. They show up every single day. They really want it, right? You have to really want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now they say, well, I always tell my clients that it's better to find a job while you have one. Do you like recommend that they stay in their position until they do make a profit in their company?
That one is kind of all over the place. I like to work with the individual. For me, I'm at high level of like risk taker, right? So there's that aspect of like, where do you fall in that realm? For me, I was always like, I will dive out of a job into something because I won't sleep
Yeah,
at night until I
that's
hit
exactly what I did.
that.
Yeah.
If you dive into it, I have this belief that if you have to create space for something before you can receive it. So, for me, it's like I have to leave the job before I can receive the clients, and that's a mindset thing. But I work with a lot of clients. Actually, my main program is really geared toward people who want to stay in their 9 to 5 until they replace their income,
Uh-huh.
or until they have, at least have clients scheduled out so that they know they'll hit their income goals, the month after they actually quit their job. So it really just depends on your level of risk aversion and where you fall. There's always a way to shift out, no matter where you fall on that spectrum.
Yeah, absolutely. And so that brings me to my next question. What are you currently working on right now? Do you have any courses?
So I have a bunch of different programs, and it really like I love to speak to the individual and see where they are, in
Uh-huh.
town. Some people like have no clue what they want to do. They just know they want to work from home, or they know they hate their job or something like that.
Right.
And some people are like, I've already started this business. I've got this side hustle. Some people have already left their jobs. So it really depends. My main focus right now, I have a program called Quit Your Job in 90 Days. So it's for people who have, they've probably already started something, or they have a pretty solid idea for something.
Mm-hmm.
Really, they have not dove into it yet. So that the purpose of that program is to get them, create a blueprint for how they're going to leave their job, get their income up in their business, and then shift out of their job within the 90 days.
Awesome, awesome. That gives them like a really clear process to follow
Yeah,
too.
exactly.
Yeah. And so how can people get in touch with you?
So there's a bunch of different ways to reach me. I have my website. It's called ditchthe995.com. So ditch the, and then the numbers 95.com. I also have a Facebook group that I love to hang out in. It's an awesome community, also called Ditch the 9 to 5.
Okay.
So either of those are, yeah, that's a great place to reach me. Yep.
Okay, awesome. Is there anything else? What's one final thing that you could share with the audience?
I like to impart this on. This is kind of my mission for my business. I want basically everybody to know that this is something they can do, right? If you want to start a business, it's something you can do. I don't care if you think you have no skills, or you have no. I've had people say I have no passion, and I'm like, yeah, that's crazy. That's like, yes, you do. Everybody has something in them. And if, starting a business is the right path for you, then you can do it. And if it's a career change or something, you can do that too, right? Whatever it is, anybody can do it. So
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining me here today, Daphne. I know a lot of people are going to have questions, especially being that I am a career coach, and a lot of people want to quit their job and start businesses around this time of the year. So, so I will go ahead and post your links up above this video so that people can get in touch with you. And we definitely hope to have you back on again soon.
Oh, great. Thanks so much for having me, Amanda.
All right. Thank you for joining.